What's better than one beast? Two. And American President Donald Trump agrees strongly. So he has a surprise for the world. A surprise called the F-55. The F-55 will be a fifth-generation plus fighter that works alongside the new 6th-generation fighter of the U.S. Air Force, the Boeing F-47. Together, these two fighter jets will bring unrivaled air dominance to the U.S., bring unimaginable calm to allies, and unconcealable fears to foes. But there's an important question to be asked. Why? Why does the U.S. need a fifth-generation plus fighter to help it rule the skies? Well, it all starts with a battle between the fifth-generation F-35 Lightning II and one of the fiercest militias in the world, the Houthis. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is a family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role fighters that represents the pinnacle of modern U.S. air power. Designed for air superiority, ground attack, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions, with advanced stealth capabilities, a low observable design, and systems like the AN/APG-81 radar and the distributed aperture system. The F-35 is built to penetrate and dominate even the most contested airspace. Its three variants, the F-35A with conventional takeoff and landing, the F-35B with short takeoff and vertical landing abilities, and the carrier-based F-35C. Cost about $100 million per unit, with the program's total cost exceeding $428 billion. The most expensive weapons program ever. The F-35 carries, amongst others, precision-guided munitions like Joint Direct Attack Munitions, paveway laser-guided bombs, and AIM-120 AMR/AAM air-to-air missiles, all of which can be delivered as the jet travels at 1,200 miles per hour, 1.5 times faster than the speed of sound. Yet, despite all of its technological impressiveness, recent operations against Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi militants have exposed unexpected vulnerabilities, raising questions about its survivability against even non-state actors. The Houthis, a resilient militia, have leveraged Iranian-supplied and improvised air defense systems to make protesting statements to U.S. and Israeli operations in the Red Sea. These systems, often equipped with passive infrared sensors, pose a unique threat by evading detection from the F-35's electronic warfare suite, which relies on sensing active radar emissions. The Houthis' air defenses, while rudimentary by modern standards, have proven shockingly effective, downing at least 18 American MQ-9 Reaper drones since March 2025. Each Reaper drone cost around $30 million. These Houthi systems have gone even further and threaten manned fighter jets. During Operation Rough Rider, a U.S. bombing campaign launched on March 15, 2025, targeting over 1,000 Houthi sites. An F-35 was nearly struck by a Houthi surface-to-air missile, forcing evasive maneuvers by the F-35. Several F-16s faced similar threats, highlighting the Houthis' ability to majorly disrupt U.S. air operations. The campaign, costing over $1 billion and involving B-2 bombers and 2 carrier strike groups, failed to achieve air superiority, prompting President Trump to declare a ceasefire on May 6, 2025, after losing 2 F/A-18 Super Hornets and 7 MQ-9s. While no F-35 was shot down, the near miss was enough to raise concerns about its vulnerability to even unsophisticated defenses. While these concerns could impact further export deals to countries like India or Saudi Arabia, the U.S. military itself appears eager to fix these vulnerabilities and transform the F-35 into the Ford it's meant to be, via upgrades that would be so extensive the resulting fighter would have a new name, the F-55. Let's go in. The F-55 was a major surprise for the world. It still is. On May 15, 2025, President Donald Trump announced plans for a new American fighter jet during a press conference at Al Udeid Air Base in Doha, Qatar. He also mentioned an F-22 Raptor upgrade, dubbed the F-22 Super. This announcement was made alongside Boeing executive. The F-55 is a product of Lockheed Martin, as it is described as a substantial upgrade to the F-35. While the F-35 is powered by a single engine, the F-55 is reportedly designed with two engines in its rear, potentially increasing thrust, payload capacity, and survivability for long-range missions, especially in contested environments like the Pacific, which could be the theater of choice for a conflict between China and the U.S. Prior to this announcement, Lockheed Martin executives had made public statements on plans to upgrade the F-35 and the F-22 from fifth-generation fighter jets into fifth-generation plus fighter jets. These statements were made after Lockheed Martin lost the next-generation air dominance contract to Boeing, valued at over $20 billion. Under this contract, Boeing is tasked with building the fighter to lead U.S. air dominance for decades to come. The F-47, according to Lockheed Martin executives, the company can integrate 80% of the F-47's capabilities into the F-35 and the famous F-22 Raptor at 50% of the price. They called it a Ferrari upgrade for the F-35. Recognizing President Trump's similar interest in upgrading the F-35 and F-22, Lockheed Martin's executives have thanked the president for his continuous support for America's fifth-generation fighters. While Lockheed Martin executives and President Trump appear to be on the same page regarding a, quote, Ferrari upgrade for the F-35, no official Pentagon documentation supports the F-55's existence. This leads to speculation that the F-55 could already be tied to an existing program, the Navy's F/A-XX program, for instance. The F/A-XX program is a program aimed at replacing the U.S. Navy's F/A-18 Super Hornet by the 2030s. The F/A-XX prioritizes twin engines for carrier-based operations, which coincides perfectly with one of the main selling points of the F-55. It also coincides with the fact that upgrading the F-35 this extensively would be basically building a new aircraft with a new name. And to top it off, the Navy is already well accustomed to the F-35, having operated the aircraft for well over a half a decade already. The F-55 could therefore be the Navy's equivalent to the U.S. Air Force's F-47, cementing the possibility that the next generation of American air superiority would be led by an F-47 and F-55 coalition. The announcement of an F-47 in March reminded the world of America's resolve to stay at the top. Then the announcement of an F-55 just 2 months later in May really drove this point home and raised eyebrows. Allies and foes alike are left wondering what formation the U.S. will employ in ruling the skies of tomorrow. More interestingly, the potential integration of these two fighters with each other could redefine U.S. dominance, particularly in contested environments against near-peer adversaries like China and Russia. We'll now take a closer look at how these two platforms could synergize to maintain U.S. air superiority, leveraging their respective strengths in stealth, firepower, range, and collaborative systems. To start us off, an introduction to the Boeing F-47. The Boeing F-47, announced on March 21, 2025, is the U.S. Air Force's first and so far only sixth-generation fighter. It is designed to replace the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, built by Boeing. The F-47 is a crewed stealth platform with advanced sensors, next-generation adaptive propulsion, and a top speed exceeding Mach 2 without afterburners, enabling extended operations in contested airspace. It integrates with Collaborative Combat Aircraft, CCA for short, which are autonomous drones acting as loyal wingmen to enhance situational awareness, deliver additional firepower, and absorb threats, among others. The F-47's estimated unit cost is to sit anywhere between $180 and $300 million, with development costs starting at $20 billion and potentially reaching hundreds of billions over the program's life cycle. The F-47's long-range capabilities, particularly for Pacific theater operations, address the F-22's limited 530-mile combat range, and it incorporates artificial intelligence for autonomous command and control, high-pressure weapons, and also hypersonic missile capabilities. General David Ulvin, U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff, has made the fighter's progress quite clear too, emphasized its readiness, and noted that experimental versions have been tested for 5 years, with operational deployment targeted before 2029. The F-47's design prioritizes air superiority and deep penetration into hostile environments, countering advanced air defenses like China's HQ-9 or Russia's S-400. Its stealth, described as virtually unseeable, surpasses the F-22's low observable profile, and its ability to coordinate with drones ensures flexibility in complex battle spaces. However, its high cost and focus on high-end threats raise questions about its adaptability to lower intensity conflicts with asymmetric warfare, such as one against the Houthis. Similarly to how the F-35 complements the F-22 and takes the responsibilities on lighter conflicts, or would serve as the ultimate tag team partner in larger conflicts. The F-47 would need a partner of its own, hence the F-55. The F-47, optimized for air superiority and deep strike missions, would lead in high-threat environments, leveraging its superior stealth and speed to neutralize enemy air defenses and fighters. Its CCA drones would extend its reach, providing real-time ISR, electronic warfare, or additional firepower. The F-55 as a multi-role platform would focus on ground attack, close air support, and secondary air-to-air engagements, capitalizing on its enhanced thrust and payload to carry diverse munitions. This division of labor would allow the F-47 to dominate the initial phases of conflict, clearing the skies for F-55s to exploit their versatility in sustained operations. In a Pacific scenario against China's 5th-generation J-20 fighter or 6th-generation J-36 fighter, the F-47's long-range capabilities, potentially exceeding 1,150 miles, would enable it to strike from distance, targeting airfields or command nodes, while coordinating with CCAs to overwhelm defenses. The F-55, with its twin-engine reliability, could operate closer to contested zones, delivering precision strikes against surface targets or engaging enemy aircraft with advanced missiles. Its enhanced survivability would be critical in environments with dense surface-to-air air defense networks, as demonstrated by Houthi threats in Yemen. The F-55 could also serve as a command node, leveraging the F-35's existing sensor fusion and network-centric warfare capabilities. Upgrade with F-47 generation technologies like advanced artificial intelligence and sensor suites. To achieve this, though, the Pentagon must clarify the F-55's role, securing funding, and avoid cannibalizing NGAD resources to realize this vision. Without official plans, the F-55 remains a bold but uncertain proposal, reliant on political will and technological breakthroughs to complement the F-47's dominance. On the other hand, should the F-55 overcome these hurdles, this team-up with the F-47 could be what it takes to rule the skies of tomorrow, to counter China's near-peer and advancing stealth fleet, to maintain U.S. air dominance for decades to come. The combined use of artificial intelligence, stealth, and drones across these fighters would create a networked family of systems, outmatching adversaries through superior coordination and firepower. A new variant of the American dream. To actualize this dream, help the U.S. military by giving this video a like and subscribing to this channel. Do that now, and thanks for watching.